Hey friend, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'll be showing you how to applique a kid's shirt. So it's a couple things that you'll need and we're about to go over it right now. So the first thing you'll need is of course a shirt. So I'll be doing this on a 3T kid shirt or any garment that you're going to use to applique. You're going to need embroidery scissors. So these are like super precise and small and great for applique. I'll link these below in the description. You're going to need your hoop and stabilizer, of course. I'll be using my 5x7 hoop. You're going to need your fabric of choice. I purchased this fabric from Hobby Lobby, but you can get a fabric like this from Joann's or any other craft store that's in your area. Of course, you're going to need light sewable heat and bind. So this is so that your fabric and your shirt is adhered to each other. And this is great to use. I purchased this from Amazon as well. I'll link that below for you guys too. Also, you're going to need your embroidery machine, of course, and embroidery thread. So let's jump over to the heat press machine and I'll show you guys how to get this actually started. Okay guys, so we're at the heat press and we have our fabric. So this is it, and we're going to just open it up and face it towards the side away from the pattern. So the backing part. And then we want to take our heat and bind light. So I'm going to open this up. And you want to cut a piece that's big enough for your applique. So I'm doing the number 2 on the kid's shirt. So I want to cut a piece that I know is at least big enough for the 2. So I'm just going to cut a nice size piece. And wherever you place your heat and bind, you want to make sure that on the other side that it's covering enough of the icons that you would like to use in your applique. So if you have smaller icons, try to put the heat and bind like in a bigger space to where you can get all of those pictures in your applique, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to show you guys basically just how to put this on. So you'll take the sticky part or the tackier side of the heat and bind and you'll place it down onto your fabric. So you don't want to put it edge to edge because you don't want it to ooze out onto your heat press. This is a glue. So I'm just going to put it close but not on the edge. And then you're going to want to press this down for 6 seconds. So once that's pressed down, you're going to want to like let it cool down because it is really hot. And then you're going to go from one corner and you're just going to pull back. So as you can see, I hope you guys can see it, it's like really shiny. So now the fabric has a piece of glue from the heat and bind that's on it. And this is important when it's time to sew down your fabric onto your shirt. When you press it at the end, you want the fabric to adhere to the shirt as much as possible. So it looks really professional at the end, because the fabric will look like it's exactly on the shirt. So if you can see that shininess, that's the glue compared to the other pieces of fabric. And I'm just going to cut this piece of fabric off so I can start my applique. I'll see you guys over at the embroidery machine. Alright, so we're at our embroidery machine and we're ready to go. We have our shirt onto our hoop and we floated the shirt. If you have any questions on how to float a shirt, basically floating a shirt is making sure that it's on the embroidery hoop and it won't sew onto each other when you start to embroider. So it won't sew onto the back and it won't sew onto each other. So if you have any questions about that, I have a video on my page and I'll link it above and I'll link it in the description if you're interested in watching it. We have our scissors and we have our fabric and it has the adhesive on the back of it. I already have my machine threaded. I have a video on that as well if you guys are interested in it. And we're ready to go. We have our design uploaded. So let's put our shirt on the machine. Okay guys, so since we're putting it on a single needle machine, we have to float the shirt and that means that we have to pull the shirt under so that it can actually embroider onto the side of the shirt that we need it to. Now that we have enough space for it to be open, we're going to start our first stitch, and the first stitch is a placement stitch. So it's just like a light little stitch that can be pulled out, and it shows you where your applique fabric will actually go. So let's start that. So this is our placement stitch, and now we know exactly where the fabric will be going, and we could just cut these extra stitches. And this is where the embroidery scissors come in handy. So we have our fabric, and remember that you want to add as many pieces of the picture or the icon onto the shirt. So now it's time to take our fabric and pull it over onto the shirt. This part could be a little bit hard to see. I'm going to cut this in half because I don't need as much as I throw. So I only need about half. And basically with floating, it's a lot of excess shirt. So you're going to just want to move it out the way. It can sometimes be messy because you can't really see much that's going on. But just make sure that you got the fabric down onto where it will actually be stitching. So this is on, and now I'm going to start my tack down stitch. So that's going to tack down this fabric onto the shirt. Alright, so guys, what I like to do right here is to take the hoop off of the machine so that I can really get into the cut. So I'm just going to take this off. And I kind of messed up just a little bit up at the top. I didn't bring it all the way up. But we should be good because it's going to be a satin stitch around it. And I could have brought this fabric all the way over to the end. So now I'm like wasting a lot of fabric. But this comes like with time. You'll learn how much fabric for certain designs. So I'm just going to take my embroidery scissors and I'm going to cut really close to the stitches. So I should have used a different color, but as you can see the 4 on the fabric, you're going to want to cut the surrounding areas of that. Don't cut inside of it because that's what you'll need, but cut the outside areas and cut as close as possible. So I'm just going around and I'm trying to get as close to the shirt as I can. Well, as close as to the fabric as I can, but not cutting the stitches. And you may have like some excess like fray away pieces and stuff like that. Actually, the heat and bind actually helps with fraying, but you could just go around and clean those up. And then right here we have our space for the number 4. Just try to... Sometimes I like to poke a hole in this part of the fabric to begin with because it could be really messy and you don't want to cut the shirt underneath. So you can get just like a tiny hole and then take it from there. Some other numbers are actually easier when doing the applique, like the number 2, you won't have to poke a hole in it, or like the number 1 is a lot easier. So I'm just going to try to clean this up, but you can see our number 4 has the fabric stitched down to it, and I'm just going to clean this up really quick. Alright guys, so that's as clean as it's going to get for right now. So our next stitch that the embroidery machine is going to do is the satin border. So this is the part that looks more of an applique. So I'm going to pull this up so we can slide this back on. Hold on, let me just pull the shirt down first. Then we're going to pull our shirt over again, and we can go on to our next step of doing the satin border. So So guys, this is typically like the longest part when doing the applique, because it has to do so many different type of stitches to make sure that the fabric is actually down on the shirt and to applique it. Also, this is like the most tedious part about having a single needle machine. You have to babysit it and really make sure that none of the fabric is falling onto the design. So if you have a single needle, you know the struggle of babysitting your machine.
I know you since we were like 10. Yeah, don't mess it up, talking that shit. Only gonna push me away, that's it. When you say you love me, that made me crazy. Here we go again. Don't go look at me with that look in your eye. You really ain't going nowhere without a fight. You can't be reasoned with them, don't be impolite. I've told you 1, 2, 3, 4.
Alright guys, so as you can see, we finished our number 4 embroidery. So this is the satin border that goes around it, and it looks perfect. You can see all of the icons in it. You can see the whole satin border. It just looks good. So now our next step is to put our name onto our shirt. So the name is going to go down here, but I have to change my thread because I don't want it to be in pink. So that's what I'm about to do right now. So the name that is going to stitch out is Lisa. I bought this font from Stitchtopia. If you guys want to check out any of their fonts, they stitch out really good. I'll link it below and you guys can check them out. So we're about to start stitching the name out now.
That's how you spell friends. Friends. Get that shit inside your head. No, yeah. Friends. We're just friends. So don't go look at me with that look in your eye. You really ain't going nowhere without a fight. You can't be reasoned with them, don't be impolite. I've told you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
Alright guys, so it is finally done. It has the name, it has the number. So the only thing that you want to do from here is to cut these jump stitches where the name is. I'm just going to cut the rest of these once I take it off. And then to take it off the machine. So we're going to have to unhoop it. And then flip our shirt inside out. And this is it. So we have the number 4. We have the name right here. I still have some jump stitches that I need to cut. But other than that, it looks great. Oh yeah, and I have to cut the stabilizer that's in the inside. And when you're cutting it, the stabilizer in the back, you don't want to get too close to the design, because after it washes, you don't want it to like start to mess up. And I would use different scissors. I wouldn't use my embroidery scissors, but for right now, it's the closest thing near me. But just cut the stabilizer. Alright guys, so this is the final product and I like it. The only thing that I would have changed is changing the color of the name. I wouldn't have did it in black. I probably would have did a different color pink or one of the blues that's in the rainbow. But this is what your shirt should look like. The next thing that I would say is to add Tender Touch to the inside of the shirt. So if you're interested in learning how to apply Tender Touch and making your shirt more enjoyable to wear because it will be softer on the inside, then watch the next video that comes up after this.